Hello, it's Colette. Welcome to my channel. This is just a little update on some of the healing videos. Some people have asked for various things, and start with maybe my healing hands video that I'll link in the description box below to show you how to make an energy ball and to actually feel the energy between your hands. But some people have said, well, yes, I've got a wee bit of energy, but how do I kind of activate my palms, activate my healing hands when I want to actually, lay on hands, or when I want to do a healing on someone, just maybe not laying on hands but going over their aura. How to actually activate my healing hands. Now what I thought I'd do was show you how, in my opinion, there's some good ways of opening up your healing hands, and also how to close them back down again at the end. Don't get me wrong, your hands will buzz if you sense the need for healing somewhere, or you might even be watching a film with something sad in it and some people can find their hands starting to heat up or whatever. But remember that by meditation and preparing for a healing, that healing is going to be far more effective. You know, it's like any job. If you prepare for it and you think it out and you have the tools that you need to help you with the job, and you have the mindset that you need and you have the knowledge you need, then whatever you're going to do will be far more effective. And healing's the same. If you watch professional healers, they all have their own sort of ritualistic way of approaching opening up and shutting down. You may not see it if you go for a healing, but they'll have done it. Believe me, they won't just have stood up and gone, right, next. Or if they have, they'll give a decent enough healing if it's a natural flow, but not the real McCoy as such. That's my opinion anyway, but you know, I'm very into discipline and doing stuff. So anyway, just a few ways to activate your healing hands. Well, one, go and do the video and see if you can feel the energy ball, because in doing that you actually are giving the signal that you want to activate and feel the energy between your hands. And I hope you do, and please add to the comments. That video is doing so well and it's had like 600 comments, and thank you so much. So go and have a wee look at that at some point, because it is important and it's something that can also convince you that you do have the ability to feel energy between your hands. Now, a lot of people, when they're going to approach a healing, they've done their meditation, they've maybe said their prayers, and what they tend to do is just rub their hands together. Now, that in itself is like, I'm focusing on my hands, and it's giving a bit of an energy movement. Some people clap. I've seen most people rub their hands together. I tend to find, to be honest, that when I'm thinking of doing healing, or used to, professionally, etc. Now it's more just for friends and family, but I find that I tend to say a prayer with my hands linked, and even when I'm focusing on the prayer for the healing to come through me, my palms together start to feel either warm or very cold, or the energy between them. So I don't tend to go like that with my hands. I tend to have sat with my hands together anyway in a form of prayer. So you could do that, or you could rub your hands together. Now, moving on to some more direct kind of methods. This is a selenite crystal, absolutely beautiful. Very powerful. It can be used to sort of tune in your other crystals, and it can be used for many ways in healing. And it's known as the angel crystal, and it's a really good activation crystal. So if you can get one of these, that's great. But if not, just use the maybe your finger, or another crystal that you connect with, that you know is an opening crystal rather than a shutting crystal or an absorbing crystal. To open up, I would start in the middle and draw a spiral round and out. It's like, and while doing that would be visualizing the hand chakra opening. I can feel it at the moment actually, but I'm very, very sensitive to crystals, particularly the selenite one. So again, any crystal point or any even a palm stone or a teardrop, but anything that has more of a sort of edge to it, into the hand and gently draw an outward spiral while visualizing the third eye opening. Also, you know me and fluorite, I love fluorite. As far as opening the chakras and being a crystal for clairs, all the clairs, clairvoyance, clair audience, clair senses, I have a love affair with fluorite. Now, you can get these tiny, tiny little like cubes. I have a bag of these actually. Sorry about this camera. And these are the perfect size just to sit in your palms. Whoops, there goes one. Sit in your palms and while you're meditating or saying your prayers, and boy do they buzz. Whoops, I'm not doing very well with this. So don't worry, I've got a wee bag of them. The whole point is that fluorite just seems to open up the senses. Now, yes, I have a very personal relationship with fluorite, and it tends to work for any of the psychic zones for me. So of course I use it in my third eye, you know, I use it in my throat chakra. I'm always going to use it in my hands too, but if you can get a wee bit of fluorite and just try with it, it's absolutely beautiful crystal. Some of them are more purple, some are more turquoise, some are more green and blue. So sit with the fluorite crystals, and if you have a particular crystal that you find opens up, this is my hands are opening up. I'm not gonna waste this healing energy. So anybody that needs a wee healing just now, just take it from these hands, please, because they've been very, very, very open. Right, so we've got shaking, we've got clapping, the spiral, and fluorite or other crystals. By using one of them or all of them, they should be open. As I say, certainly I feel as though I've almost got like a huge pressure in the middle of my palm just now. And yes, it's partly the spiral, but for me again, it's fluorite. Now, closing down, you've done the healing. You don't want to be walking about like, oh, the energy flowing through, but it's not necessarily the time or the place. So again, you'll see healers kind of shake off their hands instead of, you know, sort of rubbing them together. They're shaking them off. I used to find that a very good way of doing it. But just watch if you're shaking them off and there's someone in front of you, because they're going to get a blast of that energy. Just be careful, you know. You are moving energy, and by shaking it off, you know, you could whack someone with a bit of energy and they'll be like, what was that? So it's true, watch it. I've seen many healers that know about this and will shake their hands off down the way or in a direction that there's nobody standing, and I know that they know that I know. So anyway, the other way is taking your selenite point and going from the outside and drawing a spiral into the point, all the while visualizing the chakra closing down. And it's as simple as that. Just like, just like the fluorite opens up. If my hands are very much fiery and they don't seem to be closing down, I would ask, well, is there more healing to be done? And if they weren't closing down, I would maybe go out and sit with a plant, or, you know, maybe a plant that needed a wee bit extra, or give extra healing to an animal or whatever. If your palms don't want to close down, first of all, think why, and then see if someone else needs healing or something needs healing. But just like the fluorite in the palms opens up, black agate or like black obsidian will do the same to close down. So I tend to have some black agate palm stones, and they do the trick. They really almost ground the hands. That's it really. Try any method, try all three of them. Open up, close down, get a handle on how much time you need to open up, how much time you need to close down, what does it best for you, what has an effect, what doesn't have an effect. But remember, to give your best, it's better to plan, it's better to have a way of opening up and knowing how to open up the hand chakras and activate them, so that, to say you were, beside a road and there was a car accident and someone needed help and you could only really give healing as such rather than medical intervention, then that's the time where you literally take all these sort of almost tricks of the trade and just automatically go through them, and bam, that's if you do anything, it can become a habit, it can become a way of doing things. It gives a structured pathway in your brain to help you do something, and the more you do it, the more you can do it quicker when it's necessary. So so if you've any questions, let me know. There's a few more things about healing that I want to give just sort of more informally. There's a few questions by subscribers. If you've anything that you want covered, just put it in the comments below. If you like the healing videos, give me a thumbs up or a selenite up. And this really is a beautiful, beautiful crystal. And I'll try and answer them as best I can, and I wish you well on your healing journey. I've been so impressed by all of you, the amount of openness that you've had to your healing journeys, to doing the energy ball experiments, to keep going with it, to practice it, and then watching the wee healings on my wee dog, and also on plants. They're two kind of informal videos, but they'll give you an idea of how I do things. Anyway, thank you for watching, and many blessings, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye now.